Hey everybody, it's Chad from Stick's Blog. I'm Stick, and this morning I want to do a video and talk about something that a lot of people have been asking me about since I've bought it. And that's going to be my Borah Bivy. And when I say a lot of people's been asking me about it, I mean a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of emails and just comments on various videos or blog posts on my blog, and people just asking me about it. Actually, this morning, as I was putting my tennis shoes on to come outside and make this video, I actually got an email from a guy asking me some different questions and stuff about this. So I decided today would be a good day. Just sitting around the house, I'm on call again, can't go anywhere. So I figured why not go ahead and get this thing out here and just kind of do a little video. First off, just do a little history as far as me and bivvies are concerned. I can make it quick because there is no history. This is actually the first bivvy I've ever owned. Before I bought this bivvy, there were occasions that I found myself going to different websites and stuff, looking at various bivvies, but I really didn't have a setup that I wanted to use a bivvy with. Then a couple of months ago, Jason Hung from Picture Pack Workshop actually sent me a tarp to try out, and it was a smaller tarp. It was a one-person tarp, so I felt that that would be the perfect time for me to go ahead and take the opportunity to get a bivvy. Well, at that time, I had been looking around, and I actually came across a thread over on BPL, Backpack and Light, and John West was actually selling these. And what really turned me on to them was, first off, all the positive feedback on the thread that I had read about the Borah Bivvies. At that time, I believe that John was actually, you would have to email John, you know, and go back and forth through email to figure out all the different specs or options that you wanted on the bivvies. But since then, he's actually made a website, and you can go to that website. It's borahgear.com, B-O-R-A-H gear.com, and now you can pick all the different options and stuff. And I'll talk about some of the different options once I set this thing up and show you a little bit about it. But anyway, this is the Borah Bivy inside here. Now, first off, I want to say that this is the stuff sack that it comes in. It's just 1.1 seal nylon. It's the same seal nylon that he uses on the bottom of his standard bivvies. And I like the stuff sack. It's a fine stuff sack, nothing wrong with it, but I prefer to have something that's a little bit bigger so that I can actually flatten it out and it fits in my pack just a little bit better with the rest of my stuff. I don't like something that's small and you know, it ends up being a ball or something like that and it stuffs inside your pack. In my opinion, like I said, I'd rather something flat. The stuff sack that I have it in here, this is the medium size Z-Packs Cuban fiber stuff sack, and you can see how well it fits in there. It works really well. I will say that I do plan on always using a stuff sack with the bivvy, just simply because being that it's a 1.1 ounce seal nylon bottom, I don't really necessarily feel like I have to use a ground sheet underneath it, especially if I'm not expecting bad weather or anything like that. So you know, it can get dirty, so I prefer to keep a stuff sack for it. And just so you'll know, this Cuban fiber stuff sack weighs 0.2 ounces. So anyway, real quick, go ahead and pull this out, and I'm going to move the camera in just a second so I can get better shots. And that's the stuff sack, 0.2 ounces. This is the actual bivvy. This is a this is the standard, or not the standard, it's the side zip bivvy. And zip it up here. This is the side zip bivvy, and the bivvy itself, I opted for the M50 top. You can get different options. You can get a, if you just go with the side zip or the standard bivvies, they're all going to have the 1.1 ounce seal nylon back or bottom, and then you can choose whether you want 1.1 seal nylon as a top. You can get M50 as your top, or you can get M50. Let me say that, M90 as a top, or M50. I chose to go with M50 simply because it weighs less than the other options. And I do not have any options on this. Like I said, it's just the regular side zip bivvy. It's got the M50 top, but I don't have any tie outs or anything like that on the foot box or anything like that. And like I said, the bivvy on its own weighs 5.7 ounces. And then I've just added a long piece of shock cord here. And this piece of shock cord weighs 0.3 ounces. So this piece here weighs 6 ounces, and then with the stuff sack it weighs 6.2 ounces. So I'm going to lay this thing out real quick, and then I'm going to move the camera and just kind of show you around just a little bit. And then, I don't know if you can see, I've got my full length, 20 inch wide, 72 inch long Exped SimMat 7, and I've got a Marmot Helium 15 degree down bag here. And I'm going to put that stuff in it just to kind of give you an idea of how it fits me. I'm 5'10", about 195 pounds, and just kind of give you an idea of what I look like inside the bivy with a 15 degree sleeping bag. So hang on just a second. Okay guys, so here it is laid out on the ground. Like I said, it does have the 1.1 ounce seal nylon gray backing, and that's standard on all of his standard bivvies as well as his side zip bivvies. You can get an option of Cuban fiber, 0.74 ounce per square yard Cuban fiber as the bottom, and on that particular one they come with M50 on the top. However, I would like to say right here that before I bought this, I spoke with John West via email. We exchanged a few emails, and a big thing for me was I was wanting to get this for a particular trip, and that trip happened to be in less of a time frame than what he had as those delivery times at that time, if that makes sense. I think the delivery times at that time was something like 3 to 4 weeks, and I was needing it in like 2 weeks. So I emailed him, and I said, hey, this is what I'd like to get. I have a trip for this date. Is there any way possible that you could get it to me by that time? And he did. All I can say is, you know, he was really responsive via all the emails. He got back to me pretty quickly, and then on top of that, he got this bivy out to me before I needed it. So it worked out really well. And also, like I said, I can't remember the listed weight for this bivy. But I'm wanting to say that it was a little bit more than what mine actually weighs. Like I said, mine weighs 5.7 ounces by itself, and I'm wanting to say the other one was maybe 6.1 or somewhere around there is what it's listed out on the site. So, all I can say is a really nice product what I have here, and I was very pleased with the customer service that John provided via our email exchanges. Saying that anyway, just kind of show you a little bit more about the bivy here. The bivvies, of course, and I can't tell you dimensions because I don't have a tape measure or anything with me. But you can see here is the standard. I think that's maybe a number 3 YKK zipper on there. Fairly small, it's not huge. But I think for this application it fits the purpose. But anyway, you can see it zips across, straight across the chest area. And then according to the side, it zips down 24 inches down the side of it. And I want to say that I chose the standard, I chose the side zip, despite the fact that it weighed a little bit more than the standard zip, which, just so you know, the standard zip just simply goes straight across the chest. It doesn't go down the side. But I did that just because this is my first bivy, and I wanted to be sure I could get in and out of it and just kind of see how I liked it. And after having it, I'm really happy that I decided to go with the side zip bivy, just simply because it is, I could not imagine having to squirm into this thing. And I'm not saying that bad to represent the Borah Bivies. I think any bivy with just a top opening like that would give me the same impression. But anyway, I'm just saying I'm glad I went with that. Anyway, right here on the mesh part, he's got a single tie out. And like I said, I just kind of looped some shock cord through there. I use shock cord that way. If for some reason I tug on this while I'm inside it, maybe the shock cord will give and it won't tear this loop apart from the mesh there. But anyway, like I said, it does have the M50 top. I've been able to use this on, I've carried it with me on 2 hikes now, and I've actually slept inside it 3 nights. Now I will say the temperatures here have been so hot, it's been just absolutely miserable. I mean, me just laying inside the bivy with just the bivy pulled over the top of me and my covers and everything pushed to the side, I've still been extremely hot inside it. So I'm looking forward to being able to try to use this again sometime during the winter, whenever I don't mind actually crawling inside of it because it's cooler. But anyway, what I want to do real quick is, like I said, I've got my Exped SimMat 7 over there, and it's a full length, and I have my Marmot Helium. I'm going to set the camera back up and get this stuff put inside it so you can see what it looks like with stuff actually inside the bivy. And then I'm going to also do some video of me crawling in so you can see how it, it looks and how I get in the bivy. So anyway, so hang on just a second, let me get everything repositioned. Okay, just kind of give you an idea before I put the camera up and crawl inside it. That's what it looks like with with my, you can see that I have the Exped sleeping pad in there, and then my Marmot Helium in there, and then you can see how much room there is above the area that's pulled up, and as well you can see how much room there is with just that stuff taking it up. So hang on just a second, and I'm going to set this camera up and then I'm going to crawl in it. Hang on. Okay guys, I don't know how well you can see me in here, but I'm in here. I want to say I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in here simply because it's high 80s, humidity is out the roof, and I'm out here in a 15-degree down sleeping bag inside a bivy. So you can only imagine it's pretty dang hot. Real quick though, a few final thoughts about it. I do like it. The first couple of times I crawled inside it, I found that I felt a little bit claustrophobic, and I think that was just to be expected with me being the first time into something so small. You can see how much room I have in my headroom here. I do like to try and keep my my sleeping pad and everything pushed up closer towards the front so I can get the most out of this pulled top here, so I can kind of get everything off my face just a little bit. And I also notice that when I sleep on my side, which I typically do anyway, it seems to be off of my face less or more anyway. The actual bivy itself, it's plenty long enough. My 72-inch pads, there's plenty of room down at the foot end. I could actually have a little bit longer pad inside this, I think. I'm not saying that I recommend it, but I feel like I could. But one option that I wish I would have got, and I may rig something up to do it, is I wish I would have got tie outs on the foot end. That way I could keep the bivy pulled down with the tie outs at the foot end, and then also keep it, keep enough distance from where I'm having it tied up, because I have noticed that sometimes if the bivy actually slides up, I can get a little bit of slack in this, and that slack actually equals out to less headroom in here. So I do wish I would have opted for the stake loops or the stake tie outs or whatever on the foot end, and that's something that if you are interested in having, you can simply get in touch with John and he'll be more than happy to add those on. But anyway, I'm going to crawl out of this thing now, and I appreciate you for watching. I know I've received, like I said, a lot of emails and questions about this, so I hope this has answered some of them. If it hasn't, please feel free to post below, and I'll do my best to get back to you and answer your questions or reply to your comments. As well, feel free to email John West at his website. Like I said, that's Borah, B-O-R-A-H, gear.com. And I'm sure he'll be more than happy to get back to you and answer any questions you may have. But until then, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.